Well, hey there, kiddies. You guys been having fun tonight? Outside playing in the snow, throwing mud balls, whatever? Well, hey, your folks called me, and they asked me to come over and watch you for a while, and I thought, well, I could use a little extra money. Just kidding, they ain't gonna pay me nothing. Anyhow, just to kind of spend the time, I figured maybe we could talk about some Christmas stories. You guys interested in Christmas stories? I bet you are.
Oh, do we have to? I mean, we got a new video game. There's a new show coming on, a Christmas show, so you should like that. I mean, is your story gonna be slow and boring?
And, it better not have kissing. 'Cause girls, they have cooties. Gross cooties. Susie wants to kiss me.
Anyhow, there's a Christmas story from, was it long ago? Or was it? About a couple of guys. One of them's named Terry, and the other's named James. And they were wondering about what the real meaning of Christmas was. So sit back and relax there, and I'm going to tell you the story of the real meaning of Christmas.
Hey!
Here we are.
Swag!
Woo!
Minor Swag TV back! We're back!
It's only been, 12 months, something like that.
As
yeah?
one does.
Yes,
As
yes,
one does.
yes.
It's only been that long, but who cares? It's the Christmas Eve special. Woohoo! It's a Christmas miracle! We're back, we've got friends hanging out with us, and we're gonna be looking at Santa and Christmas and comics and nerds and all the good stuff,
Everything you'd expect from a Christmas special return show.
Yeah, hopefully when this is all said and done, everyone here will know the true meaning of Christmas.
Yes.
Come on, let's go. All right, so let's start out with Santa. Santa is Christmas, right? We think about Santa when we think about Christmas.
Saint Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas.
Santa Claus.
Well, before we go into the legends of Saint Nicholas, what about the comic book adaptations? How'd you like I said?
There are millions.
Adaptations.
Yes.
Yes.
In the golden age of comics, Superman, Batman, it was Santa all the way, all the time. Every season, they didn't miss a trick. And, they had giveaways from, Macy's, different department stores, things like that. It was constant. And that was pre-Marvel age, even though you had the Atlas/Marvel comics. That was before Stan and Jack were doing their thing.
So in the DCU, Santa shows up, but there's no continuity on it.
Right.
So it's random. Early on, it was kind of, like the Macy's thing. What's funny about some of these, when you read them, it kind of ends up being the same storyline that happens over. With Superman, at least, it's the same storyline over and over. Santa is under attack in the North Pole of some sort, right? One of the cases, I think it may be this one, but one of them is kind of this guy who hates capitalism, but he's like a capitalist himself, and so he's trying to stop Christmas, and he poisons the reindeers. And so the whole point is they like the picture of Santa, of Santa being led back into town. Instead of having reindeer, it would be ye old.
Either Santa's riding on Superman, or he's holding the sleigh up.
Yeah,
Superman's flying the sleigh, holding the rails.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff. And that was kind of over and over again. And then they had those treasury editions.
These are incredible. I want one of these.
I bought both of those. Now, I didn't get those from 7-Eleven. I got those at some kind of a newsstand where they had magazines and comics.
Nice.
Yeah.
But again, here's that image you were talking about, right?
Yep. There he is, carrying the sleigh.
It's always being led ahead. This looks like the Super Friends era, isn't it? They're all happy hanging out. Who's the guy in the brown?
That is a writer or artist that's involved in that.
Okay.
It may be Marv Wolfman.
All right, and then who are the two guys in the back?
You know, this purple and yellow dude, I'm trying to remember who he was, to tell you the truth. I can't remember who that is. It's not the Hour Man. It's somebody else.
That's great.
I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that.
All right. Yeah, I don't know either. So yeah, in the DCU though, there's not a lot of continuity when it comes to it, and so, but those are pretty dope books.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the Teen Titans there behind Superman and.
Do we know who the
Shazam.
author is on this?
I don't. A lot of these are reprints.
Hey, if you're watching this and you have this in your collection, tell us about it. Tell us who the author is on it. But all those are. Oh, here's a good one.
Okay. Well, all right. So this book here. Has a very warm place in my heart.
Okay.
If I remember, I think it was 1971. It may have been snowing, maybe not. But I rode my bike to 7-Eleven, and I found one of the perfect comic books.
Are you with us?
Oh, yes, sorry.
All right, come back to us, man.
Yes.
Come back to us.
So I walk into 7-Eleven, and I look on the rack, and I see three of my favorite things at the time. Number one, you can see it, read it in the bold letters, Hot Wheels. Everything was Hot Wheels.
Oh, yeah.
We would take our Hot Wheels, roll them down the tracks, turn my bike upside down. It had a flat, slick tire in the back, and we'd crank it up real fast, send it through the fender, and shoot it up in the air about 100 feet. Okay, so
these are solid metal, too.
Yes,
no
they were solid metal.
Anything.
And occasionally we got lucky enough to have it, come back down and hit one of us on the head, and we'd go, whatever. So in 71, I was still, definitely early in elementary school. So the second thing that caught my eye, of course, was Santa, and like Mean Santa.
Oh yeah, look at him
crashing down this sleigh, hot rod,
He's
the Hot
about
Wheels
to run over some innocent looking people.
And I'm like, what is Santa doing here? This is wild and weird and crazy and wacky. And then, second glance, after looking at those things that immediately jumped out at me, I noticed the art. And even in 1971, when I was in the single digits in age, I knew in 1 second by looking at it, that was Neil Adams' art.
Nice.
And that was my favorite comic book artist, of the time. He was one of my two main heroes, Neil and William Shatner, Captain Kirk. So I was like, this is a Neil Adams cover also. And he's got the best art out there, better than anyone else at the time, for sure.
Man.
And so I snagged it up. I still have it. From the looks of this one, it looks like it's in about the same shape as mine. You see how the color's ragged and broken and this and that. So yeah, mine's every bit of that. It's been very well read. Definitely called a reader copy.
Oh yeah,
but
nice.
I still got it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, Grandpa, DC Comics is not as cool as Marvel. I like Marvel. Why can't you tell us a Christmas story with Marvel in it?
Now just hold on to your stockings. We got more to tell you, and Marvel is included in the place that we're going right now. Even though DC's one of my old favorites. That was before your folks were even wearing diapers. Man, things are shaping up for an excellent Christmas special. What? Is there something different about you?
I don't think so.
Okay, whatever.
All right. So, we've talked about the DCU and Santa Claus inside of the DCU. Let's look at Marvel and Santa Claus inside of the MCU. And we can talk about all the different examples and all the times Santa Claus is in there. But really what I'd rather do is I want to share my most favorite story involving Santa Claus and the X-Men. It's a Chris Claremont story. And what it proves, in my opinion, is that Marvel actually makes Santa Claus like a... what's the word I'm looking for? An Omega level mutant. Yes. So I'm going to show you how this all works out. So this takes place in a short story that's found in it's in a short story involving the X-Men. And so apparently it takes place. This happens 1991. It's Chris Claremont wrote this story. You've got Storm, Banshee, Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Colossus, and they're all decorating the Christmas tree, right? Getting ready for Christmas. They're excited. All of a sudden, they get a message from Cerebro saying that it is registered a high-level mutant. Now, they don't know who the mutant is. They just know it's high level. And part of the charge for the X-Men, what they live by is they're trying to recruit high-level or all mutants into their fight for good. Right. So they make up their mind they need to stop their decorations and the Christmas festivities, and they head to the Rockefeller Center. to find this high-level mutant that has been registered, right?
Right.
When they get there, they find the Brotherhood of Evil, which is currently headed up by the Toad. So the Toad is leading this current version of the Brotherhood of Evil. They've got the Blob, they've got Pyro, they've got they've got several other guys that are part of it. And apparently the Brotherhood of Evil have also found out that there is a high-level mutant for whatever reason.
Wow.
Anytime that the Brotherhood of Evil and X-Men meet, they fight, right? So a fight breaks out, and in the fight, Santa Claus happens to be the high-level mutant that is found, and Santa Claus ends the fight by turning the Brotherhood of Mutants into toys. Makes some action figures.
Yeah.
Then he sends the X-Men back home and wipes their memory and wipes Cerebro's memory also, so that nobody ever remembers coming in contact with Santa Claus. So it's a kind of a great story, really funny. But if you think about this and you add in the real-life exploits of Santa Claus, and you're talking about the fact that he has the ability to control animals in flight, right? Delivers gifts all around the world, can go into fire without getting burnt, can get across the whole globe in one single night. Plus he now, according to this, has powers of, telepathy, telekinesis, teleportation, weather control. He can control mass itself, right? And he had the ability to rewrite their memory.
Holy mackerel.
Right? So if you think about this, that means that if in the MCU, if Santa Claus has a bad day, he could do like the Scarlet Witch did and erase everything and restart again. Woo. Right?
Wow.
So that's the MCU's Santa Claus.
Wow.
Now, whether or not that's canon or not, or it's still a part of mainstream canon, we don't know. But it's kind of fun to think about.
When it comes to his reindeer,
yes.
What does Santa call a blind buck?
I have no idea.
No.
Oh. Wait, that's the joke, isn't it? No idea.
Okay, it's supposed to. Hey, I go. No idea.
No
idea. Okay.
Well, it was a great joke. I have ruined that for you, and
we had this scripted too. I mean, it was down to the letter, and we broke script.
Can't read.
No, we didn't really. I'm lying.
All right. Yeah. Well, so that's the MCU. That's the DCU.
Yes.
And now we really want to try to figure out what the meaning of Christmas is. So next, let's look at some stories about St. Nicholas.
Let's
what do you say?
Yeah.
Finally, it's about time we get to talking about Santa. Sheesh.
All right, so we've covered all the comic book versions of St. Nicholas or Santa Claus. So let's actually talk about the real person, St. Nicholas. So St. Nicholas was born in Myra in Asia Minor. He was born to wealthy parents who at some point passed away during an epidemic. And he devoted himself to Jesus and sold all of his stuff and gave it to the poor.
Right.
Really devoted himself to the teachings of Jesus Christ.
Right.
So one of the interesting things about St. Nicholas is, and I don't know, you know this, do you know where the idea of stockings originally came from?
I've heard some stuff, but I think it's more modern day lore. So tell us about the original story.
Well, I mean, some people attribute it to St. Nicholas. Mm-hmm. Apparently, there were 3 women, young women, who were about to come of age to marry. And in that day, in order to get married, you had to have a dowry. And when they wouldn't have their dowry, what would often happen is these women would be sold into slavery. So upon hearing this, St. Nicholas makes up his mind that he's going to prevent this from happening. So, but because St. Nicholas was a godly man, he didn't want credit for his giving. So he actually snuck up at night and put money in the clothing that was hanging outside, which happened to be their stockings, their socks. And so he put the money they needed for their dowry. And each time one of the girls came of age that they would need a dowry to get married, St. Nicholas would sneak up in the night and put it in there. So for us now, a lot of people attribute stockings to that,
Okay.
And I think that's kind of nicer than the idea of some fat man sneaking down your chimney and breaking into your house, right? He didn't sneak into the house. He put it in the laundry outside. Yeah. So, kind of a better story, right? Yes. One of my favorite legends of St. Nicholas, and it comes around, he was actually at the Council of Nicaea when they were putting together kind of the Nicene Creed and their statements of belief. St. Nicholas became infused at enraged. Like he he could not handle his anger any longer because one of the other bishops there was teaching Gnosticism, which is an idea that Jesus wasn't actually God, but more, kind of a good teacher. So it was taking the deity away from Jesus. So in a fit of rage, he walked up and Jesus went full Will Smith on the situation.
St. Nicholas did.
What did I say?
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, no, not Jesus.
He was talking about Jesus.
He was talking about
set
Jesus.
Him off. That set him off. Don't
He was
you
talking
talk about Jesus that way.
Don't you talk about my Jesus. You keep my Lord's name out of your mouth.
That's right.
He went full Will Smith on the situation. So St. Nicholas actually slapped another bishop, found himself in jail overnight for doing so. They stripped him of his priestly robes. During the night, the legend says that Jesus visited him in the cell, asked him why he wasn't wearing his priestly robes. He confessed his sins, and he was given back his robes. So the next morning when the bishops came to decide what they're going to do about St. Nicholas, they found him in his cell wearing his bishop's robes, reading his scriptures. And so at that point, what are you going to do? It's like, okay, well, if Jesus forgiven him, we have to forgive him.
That's right. That's right.
So those are some interesting stories of St. Nicholas. I know you've got one you're going to share with us here in a few minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I wish we had someone that could kind of help us tell some more stories of St. Nicholas. If only there was someone who could help us out.
Yes. And so after asking for someone to tell him the tale, a Christmas miracle happened. Anthony Figaro, a great guy from New Orleans, who's an author, a writer, creator, and a great narrator, told him a wonderful St. Nicholas story legend. Kind of obscure, kind of creepy, kind of scary. So you guys better brace yourselves. Anyway, here it is.
All right.
Hey.
So those are
Cat.
so far those are some of the Christmas stories we have of St. Nicholas.
Yes.
What do you think? They're good.
It's a great
They're
start.
good.
Yeah.
We're
they're
trying
good.
to figure out the meaning of Christmas. I wish we had some more Christmas stories of St. Nicholas.
I think there are some more obscure, never heard, possibly in the last several decades, stories that maybe could enlighten us
Maybe
as to who St. Nicholas really was and all the mythos surrounding him.
If only there was someone that could help us.
Yes.
Anthony Figaro!
Oh my goodness!
What are you doing here? Woo! It's a Christmas miracle.
I heard you guys need some obscure Christmas. It is. It's a beautiful miracle. I heard you guys need some help with some stories about Saint Nick. Some obscure stories.
Yeah,
and when you need obscure stories, I apparently am the guy. So how are you guys doing?
Man.
Good, man. Good. We're having a great special so far and enjoying all of the St. Nicholas stories and just looking forward to Christmas showing up, man. Thanks for showing up.
Yes.
Me too.
Now,
Me too. Yeah.
you got a story
Some
for us?
little elf told me. I do. I have a lot of stories. This one's a Christmas story, and it's appropriate. I'm going to keep it appropriate. I have a reputation
All right.
that I have to break. But I wanted to tell some stories from we down here in New Orleans. We have stories about all different things, and we even have stories about Saint Nick.
All right.
About Santa Claus. These aren't your traditional stories. These are the fun stories. But the one story I heard when I was a little boy, my grandma used to tell stories all the time. And one of the stories that she told us about St. Nick when we were kids was, she said, long time ago, back in the old country. So when she says that, that means it's a long time ago. She says that when she was a little girl, there was a story that was passed, and she passed it on to her kids, and she passed it on to us. She said when she was a little girl in the old country, that there were these 3 kids, 2 little boys and 1 little girl, and they were out working in the fields. This is the old country; everybody had to work, and they were working a little too long, and they lost track of time. And then all of a sudden, the sun started to go down, and they started to get a little worried. So they wandered into the little town, and it started getting cold because it was winter time. And they hadn't eaten. So they wandered and they found one. This light was on at this little place, and they wandered into it. Seemed nice, seemed warm, and it was an old butcher shop. And they asked the butcher. They said, can we come in? Can we, we're cold, we're hungry, and seeing these little kids, the butcher said, sure, we'll come on in, And I brought the little kids in, and they sat down, and he gave them a little food, and they started eating and whatnot. Now, unfortunately, this butcher, he took these little kids up. Don't ask me why this is, because my grandma didn't tell me. I didn't understand this, but she said that he took them and he chopped them up. I guess it's a story. Is it got a happy ending? So just bear with me. So he chops them up.
I'm scared.
Jimmy's gonna have a bathroom accident if you keep telling scary stories. I mean, is this like worse than PG-13? That's the limit Mom and Dad set for me.
Now calm down, you little whippersnappers. Just hold on to your stockings. This scary story, it has a happy ending, and I think you're gonna like it.
Brings him in the back. And he knows how to preserve meat. So he's got these big containers, and he's got brine and salt and all these things in there. So he cuts the kids up and he puts them in there.
So
seals them up.
This is what the butcher does. The butcher is making these
this
kids
is
into
the
meat.
butcher.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Apparently there's a taste for this. It's not for everybody. They call it long pig, I think, but I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
Guy does this, and he sits on him. He doesn't do it well. I guess he's aging. It's special with the aged children when you chop them up. Apparently 7 years is the thing. But this is his thing. And so what happens though is that he does this a few times, and I think word gets out. My grandmother said that word got far enough that St. Nick heard about it, St. Nicholas. And so St. Nicholas came to the butcher shop. And when he came in, there was something about him. And the butcher knew. He got real scared. And St. Nick came in. And he says, I want to see your salt bats. I want to see your preserving your bats. And the butcher brought down, and St. Nick went up to him and he laid his hands on him. And he knocked 3 times on each one. He knocked
barrels?
on it, and he told him, this guy was preserving these children. Then he knocked on him, and he told him, open them back. Open them. The guy opened them up, and when he opened them up, man, the kid popped out, totally intact, totally alive, like they had gone to sleep and just woke up.
Yeah. Wow.
And from that day forwards, everybody knew about St. Nick.
Yeah.
And then what happened was no one ever saw the butcher again. And they never did know what happened to him.
Yeah.
But apparently, from then on, there were stories that in St. Nick's North Pole place, he always had a barrel. It's the same type of barrel that butcher used. And he always kept it in the corner, and nobody ever went into it. And so this is the whole, you gotta watch. He's checking who's naughty and who's nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man!
Make sure you're nice, and you don't want to end up in a barrel.
In the naughty barrel.
Yeah.
That brings new meaning to it. Yeah.
It does. You know what I mean? It kept us on the straight and narrow. I didn't want to end up in a barrel.
Yeah. Then your grandma would go.
Right.
Yeah. Then your grandma's like,
"Well, she had
listen.
one. Well, she had one, and she kept it in the back. And she wouldn't say anything. She would just look at me, and then she'd look at that, and then she'd look back at me. You knew what that meant, and so you were like, "Oh my God, I went up in the barrel." You know what I mean? Preserved.
That's brilliant.
That is amazing.
That's brilliant.
Love it.
For a second, you had me worried. Children being chopped up was going very Dahmer and not very Christmas, but you pulled it off in the end, my friend.
It's a Christmas miracle, man. This is New Orleans style.
St. Nicholas, the wonder worker, bringing chopped up, salted children back to life out of barrels. Wow. Thank you, my friend, for sharing that story. It's not
Thank you
Christmas
for
without ghost
having me.
stories.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, thanks for popping
Just
on and
as-
helping us with it, man.
Honestly, we haven't talked to you
Thanks
so long.
again,
It's really,
fellas.
really good to see you.
Yeah. So
Always
Merry
good
Christmas,
to be
my
seen.
friend.
Always good to be seen. Merry Christmas to you too.
Hope you like that story. That Anthony Figaro, he's something else. I'm telling you, he's got the best king cake you could ever imagine. He used to bring that to us there in New Orleans. Notice how I said New Orleans and not New Orleans. Anyway, I'll tell you what. We're going to cut back to Terry because James is out there. He's trying to find the next person to tell us a wonderful Christmas story. But in the meantime, we've got a treat for you. We like to call them the boys from Belfast. It's Andy McClay and Bobby Marno, a.k.a. Wolf and the Crows from Game of Thrones. And here they are.
Hey!
La 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 la. Andy here from The Wolf and the Crows, Game of Thrones' most featured extras. Terry, how are you?
Very good. What are you guys doing?
Excellent.
So good to see y'all.
You too, Terry. Oh, man, thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
Andrew from Hostler and Bobby Marno are interrupting here to give you some Christmas facts. You lucky people. Christmas has come early and we're giving you some Christmas facts. Bobby here has been
I've been researching the web to bring you some interesting facts, the way different countries in Northern Europe here.
Well, this
Sort
feels
of,
like a Christmas miracle, guys. We
Yeah.
were in need of Christmas facts. This is great.
and
Thanks for coming to the rescue.
I have never heard these facts, and also Terry has never heard these
No.
facts.
oh, there you'll be intrigued.
Will I?
You will.
Then
I'm
great.
intrigued.
Great.
Yeah.
So there's no better time.
Do you want me to hit you up with these facts, Terry?
Yes, let's go. Let's hear. Is this like
number one?
how many Christmas facts do we have to look forward to? Do we need to do a countdown on them, or are you just going to share as we go?
We'll start. Let me see. Where would you like first? We'll start with Austria, will we?
We'll go to
Austria.
Yeah, we'll go
I like
to
it.
Austria. Yeah, and we will do about the Austrian stool. Okay.
That's a very good Austrian accent.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I,
So have you
I've
heard
got
of-
one. It's Oklahoman. That's the only accent I have, my friends.
Have you heard of Krampus?
I have not. I have not heard of Krampus.
I have.
You heard of Krampus?
I've seen a scary movie called Krampus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's based on in Austria on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
Santa has a friend that goes around with him
Uh-huh.
to deliver the presents.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in most of the Western society, if the child is bad, Santa will leave a lump of coal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In Austria,
Wow.
he has Krampus with him.
Uh,
So if the kids are good,
yeah.
they get a present from Santa.
Okay.
Sounds
If
great.
the kids are bad, Krampus will beat them with a big stick.
Right. Okay.
This big horn sort of.
Like I have seen
Yeah.
a picture. He's like a big horn guy and all this here. So we get off lucky here.
Yeah, so if you get a lump of coal, that's pretty lucky. I mean,
You're
that's
pretty lucky there. It could be worse. You could live in Austria and get bit with a stick by a
I mean, as a parent, I kind of like the idea. It's like go to bed, or Krampus
Yeah.
will enter your room and beat the snot out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think we should introduce Krampus.
Yeah.
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 That was I already kind of knew that one.
Okay.
But does that happen in Germany or just Austria? Is it just Austria?
Mainly Austria.
the
Mainly
Nordic
Austria.
countries?
Yep.
But
All right.
mainly Austria. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. I like that fact there. That was good.
So Saint Nicholas has a scary fellow that hangs out with him. I like it. Named Krampus.
Is Enforcer?
That's what he is.
He's
The Enforcer, yeah.
the Enforcer,
Yeah.
man. Big time.
Yeah.
And because he's a Christmas character, it's not child abuse either. So it's
No.
great. It's
No.
fine. It's fine.
No.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's fun.
It just goes with it. It's just fun. It's just good fun for the whole family. Just a Krampus beating. I like it.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I've got a
All
list
right.
of kids. We may need to bring Krampus to America. I
Yeah.
got a
Yeah.
bunch of TikTok kids that need a visit from
That should be a thing.
Krampus. Yeah.
That should be a thing. You just dress up with the horns on. You get the feet.
Big kids.
I like
Yeah.
this. I like
Nice.
this.
Okay.
Next
All right,
fact.
we need. What's the next fact you got for us? I love that one.
I'll give you another short one here first.
Where's this from?
In the Ukraine,
Okay. Yep.
children will wake up on Christmas morning with spider webs on the tree because the Christmas spiders have been.
No.
What?
Yep, that's a thing. That's a thing. Christmas spiders on the tree.
So obviously the parents decorate it with like fake webs.
Fake webs. And then the
What?
mythology goes that the webs will turn into gold. And that's your present.
Prosperity.
But the Christmas trees in Ukraine are covered in spiders' webs.
I'm not a fan of this one. I'm not a fan of this one. Spiders are the worst.
I mean, these are all factual. I've checked these.
So,
I believe you.
So wait, do they travel? Are these spiders that travel with Santa Claus, or they just come in on Christmas?
No, they just come in and cover the tree on Christmas Eve.
Do you think this came out of necessity? Like some parent was having like a pestilent problem, and they're like, "Hey, it's not what you think it is. It's just Christmas."
It's a Christmas spiders, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the Christmas spiders. Don't worry, kids. Sleep tight. Sleep tight. These are the things of nightmares. This is Tim Burton Christmas stuff. Right here.
Go to sleep there. The spiders will be on the tree. Yeah, really fun.
Sleep tight. Dream of spiders. I like it. Yeah.
Right, okay.
And then the webs turn to gold.
The webs turn to gold. And that's your Christmas present.
So there's no presents?
No.
It's all the gold.
Yep.
That's what you have there.
Yeah.
Well.
And then when it doesn't turn, they're like, "Sorry, you weren't a good kid. So all you get is webs."
Count yourself lucky you don't live in Austria.
There's another one. There's another one we could bring in, as well as Krampus.
We got Krampus, Christmas spiders.
Yeah.
I see a Christmas horror flick coming out of this. What's the next one?
Look at him! Oh man, you shouldn't have said that. He's going to call me at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, really here? I'm like, leave me alone, man. I'm sleeping.
Yeah, it's going to be the truest Nightmare Before Christmas. That's what this will be. The realest Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. What else you got, and where's it from?
We'll stick on that theme before I get to my favorite one here.
Okay.
So in Norway, on Christmas Eve, it's more like Halloween. And in Norway, they believe that if you're born on Christmas Eve, that you're a werewolf. If you're born on Christmas Eve, you're a werewolf.
So what? You get this kick-ass rep from birth.
Yep.
You can walk around your hometown. Don't mess with him. He's a werewolf.
Yeah.
Let's bring that one in too.
I love this. So now we have Krampus, Christmas spiders, and Christmas werewolves. It's good. Yeah. It's good.
Right. See, everything gets weird, man, up in them Nordic countries when it comes to this.
It gets weirder now. Like.
Does it?
Yeah.
Where's this from then?
This is from Iceland.
Oh. All
right. Is it because you think it's because during that season it's darker? Is that why they're going darker with the? They got longer nights than everyone else. Maybe is that the possibility?
Aye.
It's darker. It's colder.
Aye.
All right, let's go for it.
Right, Iceland. So in Iceland, they're visited on Christmas Eve by the 13 Yule lads.
What?
And these are 13 dwarves who are known as the Yule lads.
Right, the 13 Yule lads.
Yeah.
Right. So these
13 dwarves have all got their own unique names. Okay, you ready for these?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope.
You hope.
Do you have an ability to beep just in case?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Right then, go then. You read them. You read them then.
Okay.
Go.
The first one.
Yeah.
The first Yule lad dwarf is called Doorway Sniffer.
Doorway
Sniffer.
Doorway Sniffer.
Okay.
Okay.
It could be sniffing a lot worse. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Dwarf number 2 is called Spoon Licker.
Spoon Licker. Spoon Licker.
This is factual, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
Third one's called Sausage Swiper.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4 isn't too bad. His name is Candle Stealer.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
The next one.
Just do it. Just do it.
The next one is called Curd Gobbler. Curd Gobbler.
Curd.
So a lot of these are from old farmlands where the dwarves would come in and they would be in farms. Yeah. So there'd be livestock.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
So curd.
Gobbler would go.
They're still in the curds.
And milk.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Or I guess they're eating curds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are like. I just read the next one. So These are like mischievous, obviously.
Mischievous little
Yep.
Yule lads.
Do the next one.
Yeah.
Go.
All right.
Okay. The next one is window peeper.
Yeah.
These are what the Icelandic children are told.
Go ahead.
Yep.
I like it.
We then have Gully Gawk,
Right.
who he steals the foam from the buckets of cow milk.
The foam.
The foam. Yep.
Yeah.
Stubby.
Yeah, what's he doing?
Stubby just steals food.
He doesn't have hands or feet, right? Just Stub.
No, he just rolls about.
Yeah.
Licking stuff off the floor.
Well,
Go.
then the go with spoon liquor. We also have pot liquor and bowl liquor.
Right, okay. So all the cutlery and stuff's getting
Yep.
covered.
Yeah, gross. Yeah.
Yep. We've got door slammer. He just goes around slamming doors.
In the middle of the night.
Yep.
Ah!
That's what it does.
Okay. Got meat hook.
What's he do?
He's
meat.
He's got wee hooks.
Right.
Right. And then we've got sky gobbler.
Skier.
It's pronounced sky. Sky gobbler.
No, it isn't.
Is it not?
Skier.
So he eats. Skier is
Icelandic yogurt.
Icelandic yogurt. So he goes around and steals all the yogurt.
Yeah.
So skier gobbler and curd gobbler.
So ultimately, man, what Bobby has done here is revealed to you. Basically, now you can make a horror. We've got werewolves.
Yeah.
We've got spiders. We've got the Krampus. Who else we got?
We've got the 13 Yule lads.
These boys. I mean, these boys are freaky. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
Change any of these guys into like meat hook and all.
Meat hook, yeah.
And what else was the other fact there? What was the other one?
The spiders and the werewolf.
Spiders, werewolves.
And that
This-
one.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
So there you
the
go.
Nightmare Before Christmas has nothing on
No.
this. You've won this thing.
So there you are. That's brilliant.
It's time,
The next
it's time
one-
to pitch it.
Oh, there's
Timber.
another one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've got two
All
more.
right.
I've got two more countries for you, Terry.
Go then.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Next one's a bit of a curveball now.
Wait, what?
Well,
I've not expected anything that's come out of this conversation yet, so
No.
I don't think it'll be a curveball at this point for me.
You
It
think
just
not?
seems on par for the course.
You think not?
All right, here we go.
In Catalonia and parts of Italy.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is dating back to the 19th century, and based in fertility, and how.
Should we put a parental warning up real quick?
no, I don't. It depends what this is going to be.
This is a thing in Catalonia and parts of Italy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Canary Islands.
Right.
all right.
They have little figurines.
Yes.
Okay. That are known as the Christmas pooper.
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 Okay.
Okay. And the Christmas pooper figurine would go in the nativity play. And
What do you mean?
it's the little figurines, they would include it in the nativity play.
And the scene, the nativity scene.
Yeah.
The scene,
And
not a play. The scene.
okay,
that people put
yes,
outside their houses.
yeah,
and
the
shit.
little nativity scene
stuff.
will have a Christmas pooper in it. And that's said to fertilize the manger, to bring goodwill and prosperity for the coming year.
But there's a boy there taking a.
I mean, if you look up that, I mean, these are figurines. Basically, the traditional ones have a guy with a red hat
Yeah.
and a pipe and a beard.
So it's
taking a poop.
it's a knockoff Santa pooping in the manger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in recent years, they've replaced the traditional 19th century red hat and pipe with popular figures.
What do you
So
mean?
there's a Boris Johnson one.
Yeah.
There's a Queen Elizabeth one.
Right.
There's some big. I think there's a George Clooney one.
Aye.
And people, this is normal for them in Catalonia.
That's northern Spain. That's a region of Spain there.
Yeah. I'm with you.
So it's only in that region there.
In that region and in Naples in Italy and the Canary Islands.
Right.
Okay.
That's weird enough, man. That.
And I'm not sure how that's going to fit with the horror film, but
But how?
Okay. So I got it. You ready?
go.
You.
Our heroes are running away from one of like Krampus or something, and the Christmas pooper has left a pile, which causes Krampus to slip and fall,
Okay.
thus causing them to be able to escape. I don't know. I'm just throwing out suggestions.
There you are.
Okay.
See, I mean, you can work that a little better than me. I was just throwing out the first thing that came to my head.
Oh, that's definitely a thing we could put on the model. Definitely.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
So,
And you have what?
So if anyone watching right now owns a Christmas pooper, put it in the comments and let us know. Or maybe even send us a picture. We want to see your Christmas pooper. No, wait. We want to see the figurine. Let me straighten this up. We want to see the figurine of a Christmas pooper. Do not send us dirty pictures now. I apologize. That was not what I meant to say. That is not what I meant. I apologize.
That would be the
No, you don't want that.
comment section ever.
You don't want that.
It's one of them comment sections.
Yeah.
That you didn't want to look at, but once you start, you couldn't look away.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That would literally, that's how we ruined the Christmas Eve special right there. Was we asked for figurines without correctly, tell us what we meant, and we ended up with pictures we never want to see.
You could just explain how you had Bobby and Andy on.
Yeah. Okay. My final one for you is Sweden.
All right.
And this is all from Matt.
Oh, Matt Ackerfield,
our good friend.
Body
Swedish.
Body double to Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones. So he was, and he is also co-producer of Hope with Bobby.
He is indeed, yes.
Yeah, very cool.
So in Sweden, again, they don't have St. Nicholas or Father Christmas. They have Tomte.
What?
Tomte is a little elf.
But they have no Santa?
No Santa, no.
In Sweden?
No Santa in Sweden.
Well, I mean, I think they had one, but to put them together, they only had that one little tool, and so no one wanted to do that. So they just settled for the elf. I got you. I'm with you on this. All right, here we go. Okay,
I've actually seen, you might have seen some of these. I don't know if there's maybe any in America or that, but basically like little gnomes, with long beards and a sort of Santa hat,
but like a garden gnome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
it the one where his eyes are covered? You only see the nose and the beard. Okay. Yeah.
That's
Tomte. Right. Okay.
That's Tomte, and he's the Christmas gnome. He hides in your house.
Yeah.
And if the children are good,
he
protects the family.
Yeah. But if the children are bad,
if the children are bad,
he opens the door for the Yule lads.
If the children are bad, Tomte will kill your pets and your livestock.
What?
Yep.
You wake up.
Forget your lump of coal or getting beat with a stick. He'll just go out and kill your pets and your livestock.
Fido, what happened to Fido? I told you.
You
should have behaved.
Yeah.
You should have behaved.
That's why Matt is the way he is. He grew up with
Tomte.
Tomte.
He grew up fearing Tante.
That's why he's an explanation.
And actually, everybody, all children in Sweden know that it's their parents that deliver the presents
from the get-go.
There's no Santa, or Tomte doesn't deliver the presents.
But like it really is Santa here. Like
on the 24th,
we have a real Santa here.
On the 24th, so on Christmas Eve,
actual Santa.
The father usually of the household will say, "I'm going to the shop."
Yeah.
For the newspaper. So he will leave to go to the shop for a newspaper, and then he'll arrive back dressed up as Jules Tomte with a sack and deliver the presents on Christmas Eve to the children.
I work as a Santa.
Yeah.
I work as a Santa. I dye my beard and I go out and visit children and stuff. And every year I have to pay the actual Santa, because obviously I'm just one of Santa's helpers.
Yep.
I have to pay commission to Santa Claus every year.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
January? My niece and nephew are all, we love Santa and all. And I'm just like, my bank account doesn't. I have to pay commission to this man every year. Do you know what I mean? And like, I'm going to ask him the next time in January here when I'm paying him, because he will come looking. He always comes looking. And whenever I pay him, I'm going to be like, do you not go to Sweden at all?
No.
I'm going to be like, that's my...
Well, after the dad delivers the presents,
the
community will generally have a large Yule goat made out of wicker. So like a big, massive effigy of a goat that they will then go out and burn.
Okay. Right.
on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
So the moral of this story, I think, is stay away from that general Nordic region at Christmas time. I think that's the moral of this.
If you're a country that celebrates Christmas that involves a friendly, fat, jolly man that comes down your chimney and at worst will leave a lump of coal, thank your lucky stars, right? Count your many blessings.
Just another reason why we don't know how good we have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I could just see people coming like to America from there, and they're like telling their grandkids, they're like, when I was your age, Krampus would literally beat the snot out of me every Christmas Eve. You kids have it too easy nowadays, you know? Oh. Yeah, I can see that.
So in Austria as well with Krampus, right?
Yep.
Is it some guy from the local village who's every year can't wait to be Krampus?
Walking down the street beside Santa.
Mm-hmm. This guy, with
a big stick.
Oh, he must look forward to that. He just must, every year he is out. Yes.
You prefer to do that rather than be Santa? Would you?
He's considered.
Well, I don't know how much Krampus takes in commission, but I might look at it. I might look into it.
Might be switching to Teen Krampus is what you're saying. I like it. Yeah.
So that's your Christmas facts, then, Terry.
Hey, listen. That was super helpful. I really appreciate that. I think it's helping us. We're on the search for the meaning of Christmas, and and this is a lot to add to the thought process that we're on. So I thank you for you guys coming on and helping us with that. What amazing gift! And I'd like to wish y'all a Merry Christmas, void of any Krumpuses or Yule lads.
Awesome.
Void of any spoon lickers or meat hooks.
Door sniffers, yeah.
He's probably going to go out and try and start the Yule lads over here, though. This is him, though. He'll try and start this up.
That's awesome, guys. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this and just sharing with us. It was amazing. You guys have a wonderful Christmas.
You too, man.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Well, do we have any other Christmas stories you want to share?
Well, I think I can remember one from way back in the day. So there was a man who really wanted a son.
Okay.
And legend has it that he prayed to St. Nicholas. Mm-hmm. And in his prayer, he said, if I can have a son, I will make a precious golden cup. And I will sail with my son, and both of us will come to your church and place the cup on the altar.
Okay.
So, as legend has it, a son was born, and the man was overjoyed, and he commissioned a beautiful cup. And it turns out the cup was so beautiful that he couldn't part with it.
So this isn't a red Solo cup.
Exactly, not a red Solo cup. It's a gold Solo cup.
Yeah, gold.
And he wanted it to be Solo for him only.
Yeah.
So, since it was so beautiful and beyond his expectations, he decided he was going to keep it. So he commissioned a second cup. And he's like, we're going to do a second cup. It's going to be nice. It's going to be great. But I have to have this one. I just can't part with it. So he has a second cup made. And the second cup is beautiful. But it's not exactly the same as the first.
Yeah.
So as he and his son are sailing to go see St. Nicholas and place the second cup on the altar, the boy falls into the water. And I guess there was a storm, something tumultuous. Mm-hmm. And they tried to save him, rescue him, and they can't. And he sank into the depths.
Oh, man.
And so the father was, of course, deeply grieved.
Yeah.
And he proceeded to finish his trip and sail to the Church of St. Nicholas.
Okay.
And as he walked in, he walked up to the altar. Everyone saw him coming. They knew they had been foretold, or people told them he was arriving. He walks up to the altar, places the cup on there, and it falls off on the ground. So he picks it up, places it on there again, and it falls off of there, and actually falls even further away from where it was the first time.
Wow, okay.
So a third time he takes it, places the cup up on the altar.
At St. Nicholas's church.
On St. Nicholas Church, on the altar.
Yeah.
And it actually almost comes flying off of there like the third time.
Wow.
Falling even further away than the first couple of times.
Yeah.
So the people are astounded by all this. And then they hear gasps and they turn and look, and entering the sanctuary where the altar is and where the Father is, you see St. Nicholas ushering in the Son.
Okay.
Who is actually alive.
Oh man, yeah.
And so the story has it that St. Nicholas showed up and actually rescued the boy, and he is carrying the original cup.
Wow.
And so he walks in bearing the original cup that was made, that was promised.
Yeah.
And as he sets it on the altar, the Father sets the second cup on there as well, and he has his Son back, and all is well, and it's a beautiful ending.
That's epic.
So yeah,
That's epic.
yeah.
So I love this because we're thinking, what is the true meaning of Christmas? We've looked at comic book version of Santa. Now we're looking at the actual legends of St. Nicholas. But I just gotta say, I just need someone. Can anyone tell me what Christmas is all about?
Yes, please tell us.
Yeah, what is the real meaning of Christmas?
Inquiring minds want to know.
So you want to know the real meaning of Christmas? How about we take it straight from the man himself? Jolly old St. Nicholas. Here he is.
Lights, please. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And there they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring unto you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Saviour, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward all men. That's what Christmas is all about, you guys. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Wow, that was beautiful.
Absolutely.
From St. Nicholas himself, jolly old St. Nick.
Yes.
You know, I love that, and really that's the reason we've been looking at St. Nicholas is that he portrayed Jesus. He acted like Jesus would have acted. And Jesus is ultimately the reason that we celebrate this season, the reason for Christmas. It's the true meaning of Christmas. And so, I don't know about you guys, but as for me and my family, man, we're so excited, and we want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
I guess...
Oh, wait a minute.
What's up?
I almost forgot.
What's that?
We were in California.
Yeah?
We ran across a friend of ours. Someone that you guys know. So, anyway, take a look at this.
Well, hello from the Joneses in San Diego. Hello, Pastor Terry and Nina, James, Doreen, etc., etc. Just wanted to give you a big shout out. Merry Christmas. Isn't that nice to say Merry Christmas? Everybody's telling me Happy Holidays. And I say to them, well, I'm always happy, but Merry Christmas to you. Anyway, let's not forget, it's not just about the Santa hats and all that. This is about our living Savior, Jesus. So let's really exalt him and glorify him this year. And my prayer for all of us is peace and an anxiety-free and stress-free Christmas with a heart to serve everybody. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.
Woo!
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
We'll see y'all later. Merry Christmas,
Have a great one,
everyone.
everybody. We'll
ya.
see you next time.